Hey, before we start this episode of Talking Shit, that's it, Talking Shit with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift, we got a guest. His name's Al Jackson. He's black. He's like really black. And he's our guest. And I'm just going to let you know a couple things. I know you hate these intros, so I think they're better with Farside things.
Okay, this is Farside, a.k.a. I sound like a douche if I call myself the talent. So someone else say it.
You're the talent. Tell us about what's going on.
I'm here to tell you that. Wait, now people are gonna get mad at me. Oh shit, you're just saying.
See how
oh shit, I just realized what you're doing. Oh son of a bitch, and I fell into it like a motherfucker.
Do it.
All right, so we're looking for money.
This is going nowhere.
No, it's going somewhere because
it's not.
People. No, they want to hear banter. They don't want to hear. Give us money. We'll give you DVDs.
We
CDs.
give them an hour and a half of fucking banter every fucking Tuesday and Thursday.
So what's 2 more minutes of banter?
No, 2 more minutes and we got to tell them we need fucking money so we can banter.
Well, if you give us money, we're going to stop
the
talking
more
over
money you
each
give,
other.
the shorter these intros are going to get.
Bothering you. No more. You're going to have to deal with like this video's brought to you by Svedka. You know what? We could get Svedka.
What is Svedka?
It's a vodka.
Is that the vodka that we don't drink?
It's a vodka of the future.
It's not of the future. It's of the past. Oh, no, it's of the future because we're getting
the official vodka of 2055 or something like that. I did a commercial for them once.
Stop talking about your shitty commercials.
Listen, I got to plug myself.
Do our shitty commercial.
I'm your shitty commercial. I have a tattoo on. Okay, listen, if you guys donate money, someone's going to get another tattoo.
No, just donate. It's not donations. If you buy a package and then you get a CD or DVD, like there's a lot of people that are brand new listeners that haven't heard this. And there's a lot of people that have listened that don't
already
pay.
Fast forwarding through this.
Yeah, but guess what? Sorry, thanks. You guys bitch about doing this and doing that for the show. If you want the fucking show to keep going, then it's the only way it keeps going is we take these, you buy a package, the money goes to the show, pays for all our bandwidth, our recording, our payment. We're going to start videoing. We're going to video podcasting.
It's going to
Hopefully
be awesome.
Next week we're starting video podcasting. So we need your money so we can buy cameras and TriCasters and all kinds of shit like that because it doesn't come out of our pockets. And some cunt, I'm not even going to say his name, some cunt wrote, it's supposed to be a lead generator. Randy, did I say his name?
Yeah.
Fuck, I said his name. Whatever.
You didn't say his last name. It was
I can't remember it.
long.
Anyways, just fucking buy packages. It's $25, $50. Go to our website, jimandeddytalkshit.com. Buy a package. You get a lot of good stuff. And
you get a DVD.
You get DVDs, posters, T-shirts, and shout outs and songs about you. And $1,000 you get to come to the show. $1,000.
Yeah. You sit on a couch with us.
We gotta find different incentives.
No. Why? We're getting...
I'll make you a hat.
Shut up, delete. Facebook, Jim and Eddie Talk Shit, and Twitter at Talking... See what happens when you're at longest intro ever.
Well, you know what?
Start the show.
Start the show.
Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, all their mouths. Jim and Eddie. Talk shit. Jim and Eddie.
Wow. You're not stereotyping, are you, Farside?
You should
What?
put it in a paper bag and hand it.
Yeah. Hey, Farside, can you go in and get him the fried chicken and watermelon too? God, you racist motherfucker.
The courts will be open at 6 a.m. if you want to play. Just hold tight. There we go. Now it's official.
God, Farside.
That's pretty hilarious.
At least he knows who I am now. He comes in, Ian Edwards, you are hilarious.
I didn't get it.
Did he call you Ian Edwards?
No, right up until the moment I put the headset on, he was like, Ian Edwards, I love your shit.
Are we recording? Oh, good. This is the start of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to Talking Shit with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift. Farside has he handed us all beers. He gave everyone in the room Coronas, 12 ounce or 16, whatever, and then he handed
I'll have it, Corona. I'll have
our
one.
guest Al Jackson, who happens to be of the blacker persuasion,
Yes.
handed him a 40 ounce. But then we find out our guest tonight was booked originally was Ian Edwards, who happens to also be of the blacker persuasion. And Farside has been calling Hal Ian Edwards.
I mean, but just like when he met us at the corners, he was like, "Yeah, I watched like 50 videos." Have you guys ever done that where like you've done a set like with other comics and somebody comes up and gives you credit for a joke that wasn't yours, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'll take it." Fuck it.
I take credit for Jim's all the time.
That might be worse than my Donnell Rawlings robot Chappelle show.
Oh, that's
Snafu.
true. That's right. Yeah, Donnell Rawlings.
At least that was.
I love when you did the robot after the Chappelle show in every episode, and he went, "I didn't do any robot." That
was some homeless guy.
Because that was like the lighting guy. Just to get on into the robot.
He wasn't a major character on the show. The popping and locking dude.
Well, so Ian, thanks for coming.
Thank you,
We
man. I'll be
appreciate
Ian
it.
for the rest of the effing show.
Did you notice that Ian in his videos has a Jamaican accent?
Yeah, no, it seemed weird because I saw them outside, and I kept thinking he didn't.
Shut
look
up,
like
John
him.
Candy.
Shut up, Jason, too. You fat cunt.
Hey,
Shut
up.
No, I wouldn't call you that. That's what I call Jason.
I forget Farside's real name every now and again. I do.
Yeah,
It's
you put me on a guest list once as Andrew Furtaco, my Facebook.
I don't know. That was your name, Furtaco.
It's Furtado. It's just one letter. It's okay.
You say
I enjoy it.
Furtado, he says Furtaco.
The guy was confused when he saw my ID and saw it wasn't Furtaco.
Because it's
the
a
door.
joke, like fur taco.
Yeah, Furtaco.
Good.
And you did a cock taco.
Like
So.
pink.
Yeah.
You should have seen his cock taco when he did it for Jay Moore, Eddie. You missed one of the greatest things in podcasting history.
No, it's online. There's a video of it.
Yeah, but you don't see the actual front of the cock. I got a good glimpse right at the front. He raped it in. He just had a.
He raped it.
He wrapped it. He had a paper plate, and he put his cock in it, and his balls and his cock took up maybe a tenth of the plate. It was a lot of empty plate. It was just on the
It was
rim.
a big plate.
Yeah,
It was a normal size plate.
Normal size
In
plate.
my defense. But his balls were hanging out, and his cock was like underneath his nuts, like his balls.
By the way, that's the thing that upset Jason the most, I think, of everything was us when we were joking about Farside taking Jason's place.
You think that affected him more than his mother's cancer? It's true. His mother's got cancer.
Yeah, Jason. And Jim has only made fun of it.
No, I haven't made fun of him. I ring him up every now and again, check how he's
Ian
doing.
Edwards got your back, baby. I just keep saying, what would Ian say? What would he say?
So when we when we told you to take his seat and Jason and to take your seat, that's what set him off.
Do you know about Jason, Al?
Nah, not at all.
We have a homeless guy that's on the show normally. We've beaten up on him so much that he doesn't really come on anymore.
He snapped.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Like in a not fun way snapped?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You ever seen a homeless person snap fun?
Yeah.
He became the best. He
You
snapped.
should see Crazy Johnny just snap fun.
He snapped, and now he's got a full bank account. No, he'll be back, but we need him to take a little cool down period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decompress.
Yeah, we sent him
Yeah.
to Tennessee, but we
Get out
sent
of
him
his cardboard box.
We sent him to probably the
Think about-
worst place we could send him, Tennessee, where he's got his 6 guns.
He's got 6 guns in a locker in Tennessee that he's going to go see.
But apparently, he's not going to be able to bring him back on Delta.
He'll do that thing that Elvis did. You know that story like where Elvis was just carrying guns and he thought he was above the law. He just
And
rocked
he got
onto a
caught.
plane and they went, they go, do you have any guns? And he's like, yeah, I got guns.
I'm Elvis.
And then like Elvis, they go, well, you're not allowed to have them on the plane. He goes, I'm fucking Elvis. I'm not going to hijack the plane.
DMX did that too.
How weird would that be if Elvis started hijacking the plane? Like you were stupid.
I think DMX tried to take like an assault rifle on him.
I think he did. I like how you're looking to Ian
Wasn't
for
it-
confirmation. I don't know the history of DMX's fucking.
Didn't Christian Slater have a knife on him or something that he wouldn't give
No,
up?
I think a lot of celebrities do it because they travel so much and they probably take their weapons with them everywhere, and then they forget that. Like, how often are you getting on a plane that you're like, oh fuck, I forgot?
I
like-
got a gram of coke in my pocket.
yeah, that's what I mean.
I've done that.
I don't even do drugs, and I've carried drugs where I'm about to get on a plane. And I'm like,
I once took ecstasy tablets in the security line.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to throw them away.
Yeah.
So I popped
Yeah.
2 of them. I double popped, and by the time I was on the plane, a plane is the worst place to be on ecstasy.
Yep, I was carrying weed in my bag, like in my laptop bag that was getting scanned probably 4 times a week traveling.
Yeah.
I had like weed that somebody given to me in a party, and they gave it to me in like a they wrapped up a piece of just notebook paper and put it in there.
Sure.
And so it's not setting up the detector, and I forgot about it. So my computer is smashing it down. So I just had like an eighth, but it was a layer at the bottom of my fucking bag, and I was doing that going through customs, international customs, and it's like that would have been a fucking problem. I had like enough to sell almost.
Do you ever watch that show?
I had a buddy that worked for TSA, and I said, "What do you do when you catch someone with drugs?" And he said, "Weed, we let them go. We just take it.
Yeah.
And we're just like, Garrett, go." And he goes, "And then we smoke it."
Yeah.
He goes,
It's fucking beautiful.
But hard drugs, he goes, like anything above weed, he goes, we usually call the police.
Yeah.
But he said, weed.
What about a little bit of coke?
That's
Well,
we're asking you, come on, let us.
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say his
Dick
name.
about it.
Stop it, you
But
Nazi.
someone you and I both know got caught with coke all over their suitcase. Like it was fucking on their suitcase.
Oh yeah, like on your computer and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and-
I've had that one where they've swiped like my computer and they're not gonna find explosives on it, but I'm like, there was some shit. I had coke through my pocket,
Yeah.
where like the wrap's fallen undone. My pocket was just packed with coke, and I've been using the computer, and I'm like, there's coke all over this computer. I think I did a line on this computer.
You know Ron Vaudry.
Yeah, I know. Ron
I was
Vaudry.
smoking a joint with Ron Vaudry once, and he went to go on stage, and he goes, "Oh, take this," and I just put the joint out and I put it in my pocket. He goes, "Give it to me," after, and I forgot to give it back to him, and then I left the gig wherever it was, and I went back through Paddington Station or one of the train stations in London, and they had cops with like sniffer dogs going everywhere, and they're probably looking for bombs or something, but I'm like, oh fuck, I've got the weed in my pocket.
Yeah, dude,
And
that's
I'm thinking,
fucking locked up abroad, homie. That's it,
I
dude.
love that show.
Dude, they always just glaze over the fact that they were trying to get coke out of fucking Costa Rica or something.
Yeah.
They're like, so I went and did I'm like, what? Wait, you skipped over that to the point where you got caught.
Yeah, and they're like,
you had to know. You were
but then they're like, and the prison in Argentina was so mean. And you're like, you were carrying a suitcase full of cocaine bag.
The scariest prisons look like Colombian prisons.
Yeah.
There's a book. Some guy wrote a book about living in a Colombian prison, and there's a comedian. He's a Scottish comedian that actually went to a Colombian prison, and I've read all about it. There's an article in I don't know if it was Outside Magazine or GQ or something about the Colombian prisons, and it was talking about how fucking hard they are, and where you go
The
to
South American ones are the worst.
you go to Colombian prisons to buy coke. Like you go in on a visit, and that's where you buy. And people, when you get sentenced there, your family comes and lives with you in the prison. So I'm looking at this picture of the prison yard in the article, and they're talking about how fucking crazy and there's murders there all the time and all this shit. And I'm looking at it, and it's looking at the courtyard of the prison. And in the picture, there's a guy about 4 or 5 stories up, hanging on a cross like Jesus.
Oh yeah, but they only guard the border.
Yeah,
They let them live inside.
So they're in this courtyard. And there's a guy hanging on a cross like Jesus, and I'm reading the whole article, and never does it reference the guy hanging on the cross like Jesus. So I think to myself, it must be so fucking bad that they don't even reference the fact that I'm like, but you got a guy
got cut.
on a cross. Like 5 stories up, hanging like Jesus Christ, and nobody's going, oh, they even took a man once and put him on a cross. Like, Jesus, like, just fucking, like, what did that guy do that they went, that's it?
Have you seen the Locked Up Abroad episode where it's the guy who was one of the 3rd roles in Dude, Where's My Car?
No, was he really?
What?
Yeah, he
I
did.
auditioned for that.
This guy's
I swear to God.
This
I
guy's-
thought it was a joke. I got the script, and it was like the scene I got was when they lose their car, and Ashton Kutcher had the one role, and Sean William Scott hadn't gotten the other role, and they're like, they need a no name because they can't afford. They have no money, and I even knew the director, so I'm reading it, and I read it.
That wouldn't have helped you.
And it's going. The lines are going because you're a massive movie star.
No, I'm not saying. What? Because Lilith laughed, you got angry at that joke.
She laughs at everything you say. Everything.
She's got good taste.
No, she laughs even when you don't make a joke because she's in love with you.
Oh, are you still in love with me?
Yeah, that's why Jason hates her. So it goes. The line was like, dude. Like,
Where's my car?
yeah, that's it. That's all. 2 pages of that, and I'm like, this is a practical joke, isn't it? I'm like, somebody's going to make me audition for this, and they're all going to film it and show me. So I called my sister who works in the business. I go, hey, got this audition for this movie, Dude, Where's My Car? And this is the lines. And I told her, and I go, should I do this? She goes, why not? I go,
because couldn't this ruin my career? And my sister goes, what career? And that was it. But who's the third guy?
Well, this guy, he had a small part in Dude, Where's My Car? And basically, when you watch those Locked Up Abroad shows, which is one of my favourite TV shows, they normally have the person talking, and then they have someone... And in Britain, they call the show Banged Up Abroad, so if you want to keep up with what we're doing.
I like that.
So they normally have an actor reenacting this fucking thing, right? But this guy... he wants to get back into the business.
So it's really him.
So he's reenacting his whole fucking thing again, right? But the guy, he was a bit of like a buffed up sort of lad. And he went into a prison. I think it was Saudi Arabia. It was one of the Muslim countries. It was nowhere where you'd want to. And he was. He had an Armenian bloke in LA. He was living out here. Who used to be.
They're always up to no good.
He used to personally train this guy. And then this guy says, "Oh, I sell leather goods." He goes, "If you go over there because of the sales tax and bring me some suitcases full of leather goods, then." You know, and he did it a few times like a fucking moron. Obviously, the bags were fucking laced with heroin, right? Like this, right? And so
Wouldn't it be surprising if you came back and they weren't? They were just leather goods.
Yeah,
You traveled 14,000 miles.
paying you $5,000. How much is the tax on these things, right? How good are these jackets? The time he got caught, there was 4 jackets in the bag, and he's like, "These must be good fucking jackets, right?" So he claims the whole time that he didn't know, but in this, he makes himself, because it's only hearsay. It's only what this guy says in the story. This guy makes himself into an action star in the fucking thing. So they put him in the prison, and then they didn't like me because I was an American, and the anti-American idea in the thing. So I had to fight. So he starts beating up every other prisoner. He goes, "I hospitalized this guy, and I beat up another guy." And
Is he a big dude?
He was like, it worked out a lot. He was a biggish sort of guy. And so then he goes, then they put him in the cell, and he goes, there was this guard that everyone hated, and he goes, "And I would never plead guilty. I just kept on. I could have gotten out in 3 years, but I kept on saying I was innocent because I didn't do anything."
How long did he stay?
5 years he was in there. He could have been out there. Right? So he was in this prison, and then it got to this stage where there was a guard that was just like the cunty guard, right? In the story that he tells anyway. And he always used to make people give all their money that they got or whatever, or give possessions or something. And he goes, "Give me 5,000 of your bing bong dollars," or whatever the thing is they have over there, right? And he goes, "No." And then he came in, he started breaking my fingers, and I just went through the pain and blah, 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 blah. And then that guy got fired. And then he goes, "When I left prison years later, it was a different story from when I went in." Right? So he goes in, he beats them all up. Because he got that guy fired, he leaves, and all the Arabs are high-fiving him.
I think this is a Jean-Claude Van Damme script.
Yeah.
I've seen
This guy wrote this whole fucking thing about himself. He was always kicking someone's ass. At any stage, he was just fucking giving it how it was. You know what I mean?
He was probably just in a severe depression and anxiety, and was imagining all these things that really happened.
Yeah,
didn't happen.
He was in a horrible state, of course, but at every scene during that documentary, he looked cool.
Yo,
I'm afraid of going to jail for one day.
Right.
One day.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them going,
I got a
bang,
I got
5
a
years.
good friend who's a real funny comic, and it's weird because he doesn't talk about it because he said he's not ready. But he did 8 years. He was like a huge, big time drug dealer in Houston.
We had Darren Wright on the show.
And he was because he just holds court, and he was saying people think if you go to jail that you're gonna get fucked or have to. He's like, you're gonna be fine for the first 4 days because no one notices you. But he's like, day 5, you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna fight. It's going to happen. So he said you're just sitting in your bunk and somebody just goes, "Hey man, I need to see you," and you just step up. You got to fight that dude, and then depending on how the fight goes, if he calls you a bitch, the word bitch apparently in prison is if I call you a bitch and you don't kill me, then tomorrow Jim's gonna call you a bitch.
Yeah,
and then the next day his cellmate's gonna call you a bitch, and everybody's gonna call you a bitch. And
Eddie, everyone thinks you're a bitch.
Yeah. And the bitch is a bitch.
So who do I fight first?
You got the first dude that calls you a bitch. You have to.
I'm gonna fight Lilith
You have to
first.
try to.
Lilith's the first one I'm fighting.
I'd always like to be. When everyone's just thinking, there's always the one transsexual that's just hey,
Yeah.
I want to be that guy who just wants 10 cocks.
Because
if I was a gay guy, I'd be like, how do I get in prison?
Yeah.
How do I go get fucked every day in prison? prison.
Yeah, well, I feel like those guys hover, and this is my prison knowledge of zero, but it feels like those guys hover between like they're not threatening to the guys that want to be alpha males,
Yeah.
and then the other guys that want to be left alone, they're not gonna fuck with the trannies. So you just kind of like, because this guy that told me about all this told me the first guy that you buy your knife from in jail was like, for him was like a super effeminate dude and was like super gay, but just like very matter of fact about the knives. Like, okay, now, do you want to stab a nigga in his neck because you need this? if he's gonna be long distance, like through the bars, and just like matter of factly, just like this is the knife that you use for this.
What if I do want to stab a nigger in the dick?
Yeah,
In the neck.
in the neck.
In the neck.
Fucking hold
How would I?
What would he
Jim
do?
wants-
How would I go
Jim
about
wants to know
that?
about the dick.
It's like, let's get
How
back
did
to-
I say dick in
Q-tip.
that
Use a
joke?
Q-tip. Use a Q-tip in the dick.
son.
Do you know that in LA prisons they actually put the gays into a separate section because of they don't want the whole but the gay section is a lot better. You're a lot better off. There's not much rape going on there because there's mostly just because they can fuck each other
Yeah.
consentingly, and that's the place to go.
Yeah.
But there's a quiz because everyone knows about this. Everyone goes, oh yeah, I'm gay, right? There's a fucking LA gay quiz. That you have to answer certain questions. If you get these questions wrong, you're not gay. Like I know a few of these answers because I know a gay guy who's the thing, right?
You passed the test.
What do you call the alleyway behind the
I
nightclub?
guarantee Jim would pass the test.
What do you call
I
call the alleyway? The street behind the nightclubs in West Hollywood where all the soliciting happens for gay people. What's it called?
Place to find Jim.
Blowjob alley.
Vaseline Alley, right?
I had alley right. I'm putting
Wait.
You got to know. If you say Vaseline Alley, they're like, yeah, that's a gay person.
Jim, how do you know that?
Because my girlfriend is a fag hag.
Oh, okay.
Right? She's got all of her friends are gay, and they've clued me up on when I go to prison all the answers. There's another men's magazine that I got to remember the name of.
Men's Health.
A gay magazine that.
Men's Health.
Sports Illustrated.
I don't know if I ever told you. Like I had one of my homeboys, because I used to look at like those weightlifting magazines back when and they'd be like, get big arms. And like I was like 10, I was like, I want to be like. And my boy like came over. He was like, "What do you got this fucking magazine for?" And I was like, "What is the workout?" He's like, "This is for gay dudes." And I didn't. I remember not thinking. I was like, "Oh fuck you!" And I looked.
You
and
took
like,
your copy of Buns.
dude, they were just like there was like pictures of like dudes like underneath waterfalls.
Yeah.
and it was so. But I never noticed it. I was like, "Oh, it's just a workout thing." But there was like at least 9 like pictures that had nothing to do.
You never noticed
with
it. You never noticed, but all the pages were stuck together.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I'd be fucked in prison. There aren't any Jewish gangs that you can join and
You got
protect.
to join a gang.
I couldn't join neo-Nazis because I'm Jewish. They'd fucking hate me. Everyone, I mean,
I join the neo-Nazis because
that's what
Jesse,
I would want
Jesse,
to. I would
Jesse,
try to pass it off.
Jesse,
I'm almost
the
there
Jew-
already.
The Jews figure out how not to go to jail.
If we go to prison, we're going to federal prison for tax evasion.
Yeah, and it's at a country club somewhere.
I would like to know: is there just like if you're not gonna, because if you're like I'm not gonna join any gang, is there just like I've always wanted
non-gang. Like,
yeah, can you just
I'm in
like
the
have
independence.
a non-affiliation with anything like,
I'm an independent.
or do you have to fucking?
I
partner
get
up?
along with everyone.
I disaffiliate.
You just have that hanging above your cell, like
Yeah, like
I'm Jim.
the
and I-
Mexicans know not to be mean around about the blacks around me because
Yeah.
they know I don't like
They
it,
know.
and vice versa.
the house of tolerance. That's fucking beautiful, man.
Jim's coming. Stop being racist.
I'm wondering if there's a female prison, and
There is.
Yeah.
and you were a man, and you got to go to that female prison. Would you get raped by the women? And if that's possible, like why wouldn't someone like Farside try to get thrown into prison?
Well, they just passed that transgender people go into female prisons now. That they will actually.
That's what you have to do. Transgender.
In the UK, they just passed that. I don't know if they passed it.
There's a lot of male guards at female prisons, and it's notorious that they
just bang everything.
bang all the female
Well,
prisoners.
they reckon that 10% of all prison rape happens from guards. Yeah. 10% of all
10.
In
That's
male
a
or
nice
female
round
prison?
number. 10%. That's a lot of fucking.
One
Is that,
in
in,
10.
is that in male or female prisons? What are you talking about? Male prisons?
Mate?
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
There's some sadistic fucks that work as these guards, man.
You'd do it.
What, rape a guy?
Yeah.
Sure. Work? No.
Jim's coming.
I don't know.
in.
I still like. Sometimes I look at those like. Have you ever looked at like the inmates that are about to get released? they have like basically dating site and personal sites like, I'm Teresa.
No,
I'm locked up for
I haven't
11
now.
years. Yep. Fucking, I get high and look at those all the time. And I just read that, like, chicks will be like, I'm getting out in 7 years. You know what I
Oh,
did?
the chick. Oh.
Yeah, but it's like you can like reserve a chick when she gets out of jail, like to date her and fuck her.
I saw a website where you can talk to them, like be a pen pal of like prisoners.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to talk online. They post their shit online, and then you got to write them letters because apparently they're not allowed to email, but they can write letters back and forth. So like some like charitable organization posts all their letters. You can read their letters and then write them letters. So I'm a dick. We started writing all these prisoners letters.
We should do that for the podcast.
We should, because it's fucking amazing. But if you go on the website where you see their stuff,
I want a neo-Nazi.
every
A black one.
every single one of them claims innocence.
Yeah.
Like you can go through 100,000 of them, and you can click through every one of. There's not one guy in there going, "I did it." Yeah. Every one of them's
There's
going.
gotta be one person that's like, fuck it, dude. I'm doing 37 years. I fucking did
No,
it.
every one of them is innocent, and they want you to help them get out of it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Listen, we can be friends." Let's start
Everybody
talking."
is innocent in Shawshank. I'm the only guilty.
Farside, see if you can find that website.
We don't have internet.
Oh fuck.
But I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna look for
Okay.
it.
Yeah, there's one called like Women in Prison, where you can check out these chicks.
Wait a minute. We
Yeah.
should start.
A lot of drawn on eyebrows.
Jason.
Ton of them.
And they don't have makeup. You know how they do it with fucking crayons.
Yeah, they fucking.
I've seen them in the prison thing. Well, we mix a bit of this with moisturizer with a crayon. And
Yeah.
that's how we get makeup.
I honestly, this is like, I'm definitely gonna go to jail after saying this, but I'm like way too uppity to go to jail. Like it was somebody's birthday, and it was like they went out of their way to make this cake for this motherfucker.
Shiv cake.
This cake was so disgusting. It was like they took peanut butter and like heated it up with an iron and used it as the fucking frosting. And they were like, "This is a delicacy. Like we only get this." I'm like, "Oh my god, yo!" I would be the most uppity vegan.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
That's
here,
my
son?
biggest fear in life is prison. And I think if you're one of our fans, write in and tell us, JimandEddie@yahoo.com. Tell us your prison stories. Like one of our friends that does the show often, he went to jail for smuggling weed in from Jamaica to the United States. And
He knows about this. Ian knows all about Jamaica.
Yeah, right. Fucking, who are you telling over here?
And instead of like calling his mom and getting bailed out, he just tried to wait till the trial. So he was going to stay the whole time. Like he had no problem staying.
Wow.
I couldn't stay. I don't know about you. I've gone twice to like where I've been like locked up overnight.
My internet went out for 4 hours. I went mad.
Yeah. I was handcuffed, taken to the station, and locked to a.
Why were you handcuffed?
bench,
What did you do?
riding on the handlebars of a stolen bicycle, and they it's a long story, but they
That ends with that sentence. It's fucking dope.
they handcuffed me, wrote out all my shit when I got to the police station, and let me go. And then the other time I was drunk on New Year's Eve, and I had an open container, and they locked us up in the drunk tank. And it was like a party, let us out in the morning. So it wasn't like, it was just like, hey, bedtime, you know?
Yeah.
But when I hear people go, oh yeah, I got caught with a speeding ticket and they found out I didn't have insurance or register, and I went and they didn't let me out for 3 days or shit like that. That's the shit that freaks me out, of like going to jail for like even 3 fucking days.
Doesn't it feel like your life would shut down?
I've never been arrested or nothing.
I don't know
That's
how
crazy.
you never have.
The closest I got was I was pissing in the streets in Amsterdam. And a few comics do jokes about this, but basically in Amsterdam, because nothing's illegal, the cops are just on piss patrol.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can be taking drugs. You
I
can
don't think
have
I've ever seen police
you
there.
can, you can have a hooker. You can do any. I've been on mushrooms and chatted to the cops. Like, let's talk to them. You know what I mean? Because you're not doing anything wrong, right? And I urinated, and this cop pulled up, and he did the whole. Where are you from? And if I said I was from Dutch, he could have given me a ticket. He can't give me a ticket. I'm not from there. It's too much fucking effort. I said, I'm from Australia. He was like, oh, fuck. And then he sort of went, well, would you piss in the street in Australia? And I'm like, I feel like going all the time. Like my entire teenage years. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. That'd be really disrespectful to Australia. And I understand that it's disrespectful to your
Were you still
country.
peeing as you're having this convo?
Yeah. I was like really just pissing in this alleyway. I know how this is disrespectful.
Jesse, you ever gone to jail?
Never.
Far Side, Lalit, Machete.
Oh, you machete.
Give him the microphone.
Fucking machete.
Give him the microphone.
Machete smuggles in fucking files underneath these rolls to get his brother out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nothing major though. It was just kind of like through a party that was out of control and kind of mouth off to the cops because I was trying to press this girl who I was making out with at the time. And
Whoa. You've already impressed her. You making out with her.
yeah, but I was trying to get further. I was trying to be macho. The cop came and was just like shut down the party, and then I'm just like, well, we gotta I don't even know what
You got all Mexican. I noticed that you were going to do it. Do it.
Your voice went,
Get all Mexican.
Hey, man.
What do you mean Mexican?
You were just about to get. I saw you were like,
Come on, John.
Talking about, man?
yeah,
Hey.
Vato.
It wasn't. Yeah,
Vatos,
no.
vatos.
Hey, why you trying to shut us down?
Yeah.
This is our country, Holmes. You came into our country.
You
Holmes.
invaded our country. Now you get out, or we fuck you up.
Yeah. And he just kicked the sombrero off my fucking head. Man.
It said,
Yeah.
da 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 da.
So did your party get out of hand?
Yeah.
Like in what way? It was like
It was just too noisy. A lot of complaints.
none of the girls were pregnant.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, well, that just happened, and the cops came, and I just mouthed.
Do you
off
remember
to
what
the
you
cops.
said?
You say, hey, you're stopping me from having 12 kids with this girl.
Chupa mi pollo.
Is Paul Rodriguez getting
I
arrested?
know. No, I think I just said like, oh well, is it okay we keep the party going, but we'll just put everybody inside? I was just trying to be like, I was really trying to like talk to him because I didn't want to shut the party down. Like,
Right.
And he's like, this ain't a negotiation. You think you're trying to negotiate with me? And then it was a black cop, and I thought I was gonna get like, for some reason, I was like, oh well.
We're both minorities.
Well, he just kinda
You're
just-
like, negotiate is the best N word I could use.
well, he was he kind of just straight up just like, well, you think I'm here to negotiate with you? You think like he just started like really being very authoritative, and I'm like, oh shit, did I just pissed him off? And then he's like, man, cuff this guy. So he like the black dude was like the sergeant, and the dude was like this other Mexican guy who was with him was like his trainer.
Okay, break it down like Training Day.
Exactly.
Which one was-
Denzel?
Yeah.
And Ethan Hawke?
No,
Ethan or-
totally.
Did your girl say, "I'll be waiting for you when you get out"?
Yeah.
She's already making out with another dude.
She was gone. She left. She's like, oh shit, the cops.
She was pregnant by the time you were handcuffed.
She was like, can you give this present to my dad?
Yeah, so it was kind of like a disturbing the peace thing, and it was kind of ridiculous. He was trying to make an example out of.
It cuffed you, put you in the car, and everything.
Completely. I was thinking all this.
Cuffed you?
Yeah, he's like,
I didn't know they made them in that size.
it was really uncomfortable, but
It is uncomfortable. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Get the same
Which is
stuff
his
that
way
took
of saying
down
they
Andre the Giant.
Shackles.
he came up to me and goes, "You have roommates?" And I go, "Yeah." And then he's like, "All right, they have 5 minutes to tear down the party, or else you go to jail." And
What?
I'm thinking, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in my bed in 30 minutes. This is complete bullshit."
Is this in Venice?
This is it was kind of it was West LA.
Okay.
It was Culver City cops who responded and heard their assholes. So
Yeah.
I-
To the Culver City cops, suck my dick. I never go out there. Hey, to the people in West Hollywood, doing a great job.
Culver
Where I
City,
live.
fuck off.
so I'm waiting in the cop car, and then it's very
The
uncomfortable.
Culver City cocksucker cops.
Yeah, because they put your. I don't know why they put your hands
Hard
behind
to
your
say
back.
that.
It's an
You're not gonna-
alliteration. Yeah.
You're not going to really be able to do anything with them in front of you, even when you're
No.
handcuffed. They put them behind your back. Your shoulders feel like they're dislocated.
You could strangle someone.
No, they got the gate on the fucking.
if you're in the back of the
My
car, yeah.
brother is a cop, and he's very high up in the weapons training area of the police force. And so this is how my Christmases would go. I'd be there like a young fella. My brother who weapon trains and combat trains for the police. He'd be like this. You go, Mum, yeah, we got a new hold. Got a new hold that that's come over from America. Really restricts the person. Really keeps them under control. And my mum would be like, do it on Jim. And I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I'm eating turkey. Right? And then I go away. And then he'd be like this, see how he's resisting, Mum? See how he's resisting? Right? Every Christmas would end with my face in the fucking floor with my shoulder disconnected with everyone clapping.
It's painful. It's fucking painful, and it's like the length of time too. In that position, you're like, they don't tell you anything when they're going to release you.
I was thinking like, oh, I'll be in my bed in 30 minutes. This is bullshit, right? Whatever. This is whatever. And then they're like, well, I was like, and plus my friends will get me out. Like they'll know the cops. And I was thinking like, oh, to see the cops.
Yeah, we're going to bury a hole, bro.
So then I'm waiting there for a long while. So people start coming out of my house, and then all my friends are seeing me behind the cop car. I'm just like, yeah, fuck, whatever. And I go and I see one of my roommates. He's cuffed. I guess he mailed up to the cop too. And I'm like, fuck, man, this is getting worse, And
Thinking who's gonna bum who first.
and it kind of just got super out of hand, and I was just like, well, what's going on? Like, this is ridiculous.
Does this story end in rape? Please say it does.
No, it doesn't. But we get to the drunk tank, and basically, it was my friend's birthday, and he's like, man, this is the best birthday ever, man. Best birthday ever. Like,
That's why I love Mexicans.
Were you legitimately fucked up or not?
I was super fucked up, but I got like completely sober because
How many drugs were you on?
Multiple.
Yeah.
I mean, I just said I was drunk, obviously, but whatever. I was just on a bunch of shit. But
Machete's the only guy I've ever seen fucking take a mountain of coke and still eat a huge meal. I've seen it.
yeah. So whatever. The cuffs were like fucking up my wrist, like something awful, and I was like trying to tell the cop, "Hey, loosen him up a little, man. This hurts." And they're like, "Fuck you, dude." And I'm like, "Oh."
Well, if they don't lock it, if they just go and they don't turn the key, each time you do it, it clicks in another one, clicks in another one. It's better for them to lock it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they do that thing where they throw you in the back of it. We call it the paddy wagon in Australia.
Same here.
Is it called the paddy wagon?
Yeah, the van one.
And they throw the spare tire. They lay you on your chest. They throw the spare tire in the back, and then they just swerve around a bit on the way back.
Wow.
I once though. I want to tell you what happened when I was about 18. I was coming home. I was working as a waiter in a fucking restaurant, a barman or something. And I was walking back, and I was stone sober. And I was walking down this alleyway, and this cop car just started like very slowly, just following behind me. And then started asking questions. And I had a really shitty old car, a Holden Gemini. And I bought it for $400,
Yeah.
and I had a club lock. Remember club locks?
Fuck yeah.
Where
I saw one of those today. It was like fucking stepping into the past. I saw one of those today.
Yeah.
I used to put it on this car just so that people didn't think it was abandoned. You know what I mean? But like that was my protection. Clink with that lock on the steering wheel, right?
The club.
And so this cop goes. This cop goes, "Hey, is that your car?" He goes, "You better watch out. They're pretty hot property to get stolen." I said, "Oh, not to worry. Obviously, I got a club lock on it." Like I said, it a bit cheeky, right? And then he stepped out and he got his baton and he sort of pushed me against the wall and said, "Are you being smart? Are you being smart?" He's just like a thug cop. And in this alleyway going, "You being smart? You being smart?" And I was there going, No, I'm not. I'm just... And I calmed down. And then I read his badge the whole time we did it. And I got in my car, I went home, and I made Mum call my brother, and I dobbed him in.
I've had plastic cuffs on me before, but never like.
Yeah, what's that for?
What campus event was that?
Exactly.
What SGA funded event was that?
Yeah, what frat party went wrong?
It was a football game. It was like a Cal USC.
Were you upset
football
about
game.
corporations?
Oh no, no. I was close to blackout drunk, and all my friends went up to go get food and drinks, and so I went up with them because I didn't want to stay by myself because I was too fucking wasted.
Yeah.
So I went up and like leaned up against a fence while they all went to the bathroom and got their shit, and then I got tired, so I sat down. And then the next thing I know, I'm sleeping. I'm passed out against a fence at this football game, and all my friends start like coming around me and seeing me and start taking pictures with me because I'm passed out against a fence. And all of a sudden, then the cops roll up, and there's a passed out person at a fucking public event football game. Yeah. So they get me up and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, get up." And they start doing like drunk tests on me, like walk this and do this, and I was like, "Listen, guys, I'm not trying to fool anybody here." I was like, "I'm fucking wasted. We can skip the formalities here. I'm drunk." And so they put me in the plastic cuffs and they take me over to like the processing joint and
Fucking anti-Semites.
Were they wearing armbands?
Oh, yeah. So I sit down there and I've got my cuffs behind my back and I'm sitting next to this girl.
And they were like, step into the shower.
Right. They're like, "Here's a tattoo."
So what was it? Your account number?
Give us the names and phone numbers of all your relatives.
Right. So there's this chick next to me who's just in the same position I am, and it's just
Bald and
fucking
in a striped suit.
bitching out the cop, just being like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You know who I am." Da, da, da,
Cops,
da, da.
women don't shut up.
They really don't, dude. And
Men- men
a
can-
20-year-old chick has a lot to say.
A woman can come out and go, "Fuck you, and the cop's like, "Can you calm down, please, madam? You calm down." And a young lad can walk out of a nightclub. I've seen it happen where like the guys are, "Hey, you walk home, okay?" And the young lad will go, "Fuck off," like that, right? And then boom, he's on the floor.
Did you see the guy that was just here for the podcast? The big dude.
Yeah.
He's 225 pounds, fucking all muscle, crazy dude. SWAT team. He was telling us that like he takes down these big fucking dudes and he chases them and everything. He said nothing is harder than taking down like a 95-pound crackhead chick. He said they're the hardest.
They're
thing to
wiry
kill.
and lean.
He said-
It's
he
son,
goes-
and they walk all day. They're in fucking great shape, son. Don't sleep.
They can
cuz.
slip out of any hole.
Yeah,
That's what
they
he
Dude.
said.
fucking-
He goes, we go, what's so tough about it? He goes, their mobility.
It's like trying to fight John Bones Jones. They're fucking wiry and fucking strong.
He
as
told this
shit.
story. You have to listen. He told this story about they like beat down this crackhead chick for like they were fighting her like she was out on like Santa Monica Boulevard just screaming at everyone. She was on like every drug. They fucking take her to the police station. She's got scabs. Her entire mouth is scabbed on the inside. And he goes, they've got her. He goes, they go to see her. She's in the hospital bed and they've got her cuffed down to the bed, feet and arms. And he goes, and every like 5 minutes she leans up and goes,
That's freaky.
and he was like,
She can like dislocate her shoulder like Lethal Weapon style to fucking like get out of
He said
anything.
they're like when they go, hey, there's 5 gang members, you know, they've got guns. He's like, all right, let's go. They're like, there's a crackhead chick on the middle of Centinela and fucking Bay Street, and he's like, anybody want to go on that?
Dude, those women are a fucking problem, dude.
Right.
They have I'm telling you, man, I've seen many a crackhead go down swinging, dog. Swing.
My brother says, he goes, when it's crack addicts, they're the worst because the feeling of no pain. He goes, I had this one cunt and I fucking bashed his arm in with my baton until his arm was broken, like snapped the bone, not just cracked where it was like bent in one direction. He's still throwing punches with it. You know what I mean? Like it's flipping around. He's still...
It gives them superhuman. Remember they used to say that about PCP all the time?
Yeah.
They're like, PCP gives you superhuman.
Can you even
shit.
still get PCP?
I don't know. We
I
were
thought
talking
it was
about the
pipes.
Machete?
I don't even know. And we
No,
talked
Machete
about this
just said not in the next
Didn't we
half
talk
hour.
about this? What?
You
Wait,
can get it. It just does make a few calls.
oh, we were asking my buddy who's DEA. We didn't even know what PCP, what form it comes in. Does anybody know?
It's a powder. It's angel dust,
Yeah, I
right?
think you smoke it.
Yeah, you put it with your cigs. I think you smoke your cigarettes with it.
Figures the black guy would know.
Yeah, I've smoked. I've smoked when you put cocaine into a cigarette, and that's a fucking.
That's called crack.
such a grubby activity.
It
isn't
really is. It's dirtbag. It's dirtbag.
I've done that with weed before, but it was a little bit classier.
Yeah. It's like looking around for confirmation, like, right?
No, but it really it burns with a lovely crackle, like you fucking got those popping candy on your tongue.
Dude, of all the drugs you do, it's crazy, but you can always notice that nicotine is in there. Like if you mix anything with cigarettes, you can taste the nicotine. Like it's such a powerful
I hate
chemical.
marijuana with nicotine.
With
in it, or
nicotine, it
cigarettes.
sucks, yeah,
When
yeah.
I went to England the first time and they were all rolling joints and I'd smoke it and I'd be like, "What the fuck is
And
this?"
they put tobacco in
and they'd
that
be
mouth?
like, "It's tobacco," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "We're not like you Americans. We're not excessive." And I'm like, "But you don't get as high."
No.
And they're like, "You douchebag. That's what we're talking about. It's like a nice slow high." And I'm like, "No, I want to get high right away."
Just another planet immediately.
But Australia doesn't do that as much.
I never took many drugs in Australia. Speed. Speed's a fun drug. in
I've never
Australia.
got
Is
that.
it really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the ideal activity to do on speed?
Just talk shit to people.
So why not get coke then?
No,
Try to get arrested.
You don't think You don't get the rush Coke. Is a real like, hey, how are you? Hi, I'm the most interesting man in the world. That's what Coke is. Where speed is, I'm really interesting, and you should know why.
So what you're saying is Jason was on speed the last couple episodes.
I thought that's what he was on.
The guesses were Jay Moore called me the next day and he's like, your boy was on acid. He's like, I've seen people on acid. Your boy was on acid. And I go, Jason, no. I go, he's more likely to maybe have done coke or just be really drunk.
He denied he was even drunk. He said there was nothing wrong with him.
He told me he was
Then
drunk.
why didn't you tell us the truth on the night, Lily?
Lily told me that she was.
I
that he
told
was
Jesse.
drunk.
No one told me.
You were busy talking to Bob Saget.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking shut Jason the fuck up the whole
I
bloody
didn't.
time.
I didn't want to say anything because he just would have. I was
Yeah.
afraid he'd kill me.
And
Yeah.
I had to take him home that night.
But
so.
you're Jesse, you're his he likes you one minute, he hates you the next.
Well, yeah, that's
He
with
flip-flops.
everybody.
No, no, but you the most where it's like love, hate, it flips every minute. Far side, he loved forever. Now you're on his bad side.
Oh, he hates you, Farsa.
Who is
He hates all the mongs.
Yeah. He's pretty mad at all the
He
moms.
doesn't hate me. I hung out with him last week.
He hates Ray.
Oh, I
Does
could
he
see that.
really?
Oh yeah, hates Ray. He hates Jesse, but he would still drink with you.
Yeah, we partied the other day. It was fun.
You can switch him in a second. Like Far side, you give him a call, boom, he's back on your side.
Yeah, he hates me even occasionally.
What does he
And
think about Ian?
I'm normally his favorite.
Yeah, you are his. I used to be his favorite, and then you won him over from me.
Yeah, but he hates me from time to time as well.
Not as much. You're his least hated.
Yeah.
Lilith's his most hated.
I'm the most.
Well, I think.
Well,
I think since Jim,
You did rape him.
Machete
remember
doesn't
it.
get much, but he's mad at you right now, right? In that recording, did he say he hated you?
Yeah, he did.
Did we ever play that recording?
No, we
no,
should.
we
though.
should.
Al slightly lost it. It's the homeless guy again.
The homeless guy lives on our couch.
For some reason in my head, I call him Fast Eddie. What's his real name?
Jason.
Okay, all right.
By the way, he recorded with the movie guy.
Oh,
Yeah, he's made some episodes with him.
Well, the movie guy told him that he was really upset with him because he put up with what we'd put him through.
Right.
The movie guy says that we've belittled him and made him less than he could be. And
He said you're not funny.
what, me?
Yeah.
Oh well, we
Yeah.
do have a problem, Mr. Movie.
Yeah, we do.
We do. Did you defend me?
Of course I did. I
Did he say
deleted
Eddie?
him from
Did he
Facebook.
say Eddie wasn't funny as well?
Oh, he didn't even know who Eddie was.
He really just went after me. He
And
really just went after
that's
me.
terrible because he went to my show.
You have an accent. Yeah,
What do you think of Eddie? Who? The guy you were just in his show. Oh, I don't know who you're talking about.
Wow.
I didn't even tell Jason when he can come back or not. I go, Jason, just weirdly, I go, hey, are you going to do the Vegas show? And he goes, of course. And I go, oh, but I thought you weren't on the show anymore. He goes, no, of course I'm going to do Vegas. He goes, I mean, how often do you get to say you played the Sunset Strip?
I'm done with him.
Never.
He's off the Vegas show.
He's off the Vegas show.
He's off the Vegas
Jim
show.
just banned him from the Vegas show.
No, you can fucking quote me on it. He's off the Vegas show.
No, what we should do is bring him but not let him do the show.
well, they say that Jason's the talent of the show.
Who does?
Those guys.
Oh, his buddies?
Yeah,
Lily, you're just stirring shit. I
swear
see
to
the way
God-
you're getting fucking
I swear
joy
to
out
God,
of
this is what Jason told me on that
But you're
car
hearing
ride
this
to
from
Jim's house.
Jason.
Well,
Oh, wait, let's hear this.
yeah. Well,
Okay, the car ride to Jim's.
to Jim's house. He was just telling me how I'm gonna crush Jay Moore. Where has he been lately? What is he on these days? I was like, okay, Jason.
Where did this confidence go? Did they build him up?
drugs, alcohol?
Did they
That's all I can
build
say.
him up?
It wasn't pussy.
Did they build him up right before the show?
Probably.
Well, but
They hang out all the time.
Oh, well, he said to me, he goes, I made out with 3 chicks in like the last 2 days. He goes, I'm on fire.
You wait till he goes visits his mum.
You're
We'll
on
get another one on the
first
list.
base, Jason. Anyway.
This is madness. I didn't know this guy had so much control over him. We're meant to have control over
Yeah,
him.
I know.
Why he got in between Jason and I, and he like pitted us to get like against each other, and that's why Jason fired me
Like
So,
Celebrity
as a friend,
Apprentice?
Like he did it from the day I went out on a date with him. He's like, do you know what Jason says about you? Do you know? And I was like, what? And it was like negative stuff. I'm like, it's Jason. Like, I'm not going to take it personally. And then he'll go to Jason and be like, you know what Elite said about you? And he was just splitting us. And now
He's trying to split up our podcast.
yeah.
We're going to find
It's
this
not
guy.
going to happen.
Jason,
Not gonna
I bought his plane ticket yesterday. We arranged the whole thing. So I go out last night to walk the dogs, and I walk down to the beach, and I see this like fat object skateboarding by, and I'm like, I know that object.
It was Elite. Elite's fat.
And I go, hey, Jason. And he's on the phone while he's skateboarding. He goes, gotta go. And just skates right past me. And I went, wow, he's so important now.
Yeah.
He's moving and shaking. Jason's a mover and wobbler.
You know what's the worst? Next Tuesday, he's going to be at home in Tennessee. He's right now, as he's listening to this, he's unlocking that locker where he keeps the 6 guns.
Yeah, you better be flying back on Southwest, cunt, where they allow these things on the plane.
Could you cancel his flight after he gets there?
I'm scared now.
When he said to me, is he only going for a week?
I'm upset because he went in to ruin the podcast. That's what upset me, that he actually went out of his way to cause mischief.
I go,
Yes.
how long do you want to stay there? And he goes, come back a week later. And I went, you sure? I was like, maybe you should, your mom's sick. Maybe you should stay for a while. And he's like, no, I got to get back. I was like, for what?
The coast is calling him, bro.
Pre-production.
Got it.
From hair care to Hollywood, the Jason Howard story.
He might be the most manipulative individual in the world.
The thing is, right, that's pissing me off about this. We actually are honest with the fucking cunt. And we never give him false hopes or anything like that. We tell him the truth and all that type of stuff. And then he says that we hold him back. Like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, he needs to remember where he was when we found him.
Yeah.
He was living on our couch. He was living on our sofa rent-free, and we hold him back. It's fucking outrageous. It's taken a while for me to snap on this one.
You're snapping good though, Jim. You're snapping good.
Yeah.
It's a good old-fashioned quality. It's a full break.
There was something else funny that he said about us, and when he told me that he could, he's really the brains behind our show.
Because he sat down somewhere and thought all this out.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
he really, truly
broke down,
believes
yeah.
he's the one that has
Yeah.
made this all happen. There's so much we want to talk about, Al Jackson. Thank you for coming, but fuck you. You're going to have to stay. We're going to do another episode with you. We like you. You make our place look good. We rarely have black people here, and it makes us not go to jail. So let's stick around and stay tuned for the next episode where we talk with Al Jackson. And that's it. And go to all our websites, all of them, and do whatever you do and comment and keep it going because we're doing well thanks to you. It's all you. It's all you. It's all you. It's all you.